I'm Matt with etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the Stackers StayPut jack pads and leveling blocks. Now these are going to have a ton of different uses, which we're going to be talking about today. Some of those uses are going to be like how I'm using it right now. I'm using this to level out my trailer so you can be a little bit more comfortable when you are sleeping in it. You can use this with the jacks in the front of your trailer so those jacks don't have to travel as far, so they last longer. And you can even use it with some of your leveling systems, just so, again, that's going to help them last longer and give them more stability. And I'll be actually showing off each one of those applications today. I did want to mention that this is going to come with 10 of these blocks. And there's a lot of different ways you can lay these out if you want to use it for how I'm doing it right now as that leveler. So I'll put in one of the configurations. We're kind of making a pyramid, and I'm going to make it 3 high. Now this is a little bit more extreme. What's really nice about these two is if you have a tandem axle trailer, there are going to be quite a few of these. So we could even kind of double stack it and kind of plan accordingly so we can lift up both those tires if need be. But again, that's just going to depend on how high you need to lift this up. If you need something that's going to feel a little bit longer, one I would recommend is going to be another one by Stackers. They're going to have these same type of blocks, but instead of being 10 inches by 10 inches, they're going to be 10 inches by 20 inches. So that's another one I would recommend. All right, and I'm just going to slowly pull up on it and see how it feels. It looks like they move just a little bit, but the whole process of pulling up on them, I really didn't feel any resistance, and it was really easy. So we moved over here to a different trailer so I could talk about how it's going to be with some stabilizer jacks. So one of the big elements here is these feet are typically kind of small. These are going to give us a much bigger footprint, making this more stable, especially on uneven ground like mud or rocks like I have right here. Something else I noticed that's fairly nice about this is when we lower this down, depending on how you're doing it, right now, I have 2 of these blocks in place. So that's going to save us some movement from these. So since we're not going to have as much movement, this is going to give these more longevity and less stress on them. If you pair it with your jack, this is going to give it a little bit more life. So I wouldn't have to extend this all the way down. And what I could even do is probably stack this 3, maybe 4 high. Let's see how that does. I think I get one more out of it. There we go. Shoot, I might even go 5. And now when I go to use my jack, I barely have to lower this down. The other really nice thing about this is even if I'm on uneven terrain, this is going to be much wider than my footprint of my jack, so this will make it more stable. Since these do stack together, these are going to be fairly compact, so putting it back in the bag really isn't too bad. It might be easier just to do this one at a time, but I'm going to try to get them all in at once. There you go. That went in there fairly easy. And a lot of these bags sometimes can be kind of hard to work with, especially when you're working with hard objects, but that wasn't bad at all. And it does a pretty good job at holding everything into one place. Makes it pretty easy to carry around too. Now, if you guys do decide to go with this, let us know how it's working for you in either a comment or review. And again, if you guys have any questions, let us know here at etrailer. I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.